Hello.
Hello, you join me on a massive update video as I've not done anything in ages. So yeah, we'll jump out in it. So this year, as of 2021, I've literally just done maintenance and I had a little bump, so I'll go through what I've done this year. So first of all, I did start the year off. Can't remember. But anyway, back in March, I had a self-inflicted crash and I damaged most of the driver's side. So I damaged from pretty much here, from the door, to pretty much the rear bumper around the back there. So I've had to get that fixed under insurance. Took it to Big Bear Customs in Northamptonshire. He resprayed my door, fixed the side skirt, resprayed the whole rear bumper as far as I know, and then I got him to do some work for me as well. So as you can see, he fitted these vented wings for me. As the last time I was in this exact spot, I said I was going to get carbon wings, but I didn't want to spend 1,500 quid. These were 350 or 450 for the wings, and then resprayed and modified. They've got the 370Z sequential indicators. Because on the standard 350 you have the Z badge, which is just a badge, and then you have an indicator, and these wings came with just the cutout for the came with just the cutout of the Z badge. So I asked Chris, whilst it was at Big Bear's, to sort out fixing the wings with the sequential indicators. I got Dave to do the wiring because they weren't plug and play, 'cause it's from the 370 for the 350. So I got Dave to wire it into the plug that was off the old ones, I think, something like that. So they plugged in still, so did that. Whilst it was at the shop, I got a set of GT4 5-spoke alloys off a fellow 350 guy on Instagram. I think it was
350Z.
I'll put his Instagram somewhere on the screen somewhere. Yeah, and then maintenance wise, earlier in the year, well, a few months back, a coil pack went on the car. So I bought 6 coil packs of 6 spark plugs, because one already went last year or the year before, I can't remember. So I was like, I'm not replacing 2 and then the other 4 could still go, so I just changed all 6 and left, or took the other ones as spares. Dog. Hey doggy. Made some dog friends. I think I've had some other problems this year because I've hardly driven the car this year. I've been driving my sister's car, which is a Suzuki Swift, which is what I've mostly been driving this year instead of that. I've took the splitter off as well, because that was rattling loose. So I took it off before it fell off. My brakes were shuddering, so I went to replace them. I ordered fronts and rears, but I didn't check the stock before I ordered from Tarmac Sportz, so I've only received the fronts. So I did them at Spoolie ST's unit, and whilst doing them, I broke one of the caliper lines, so it was stranded there. So he gave me his Audi TT to drive back home for me, because he's in Nottinghamshire and I'm from Leicestershire, so it's a bit of a drive slash taxi for someone to give me a lift up and down. So I borrowed his car to get home because it was like midnight, I think, when I was at his unit. So now it's on EBC yellow stuff pads and just standard discs. Can't really make them out. Might be able to just see the yellow stuff just poking through, but broke the line that joins them, because there's hard lines on the actual caliper that goes hard line to a flexi, which goes from the strut to the body, and then it's a hard line obviously to the body onwards. So after getting my car back, me and Dave again, the hero, fixed the leak, because I got some hell braided lines instead of trying to get some hard lines and then flexi lines. So I just went out and bought hell braided lines. That was a ball ache, to say the least. Got it essentially drivable home, because we didn't bleed it. We just made it so the pedal was safe, because I drove it around for a week with no ABS and traction control because there was air in the ABS module. Bleeded that the other weekend around Dave's on his drive. That was a ball ache. And then on my MOT they said I had faulty drop links, so I got them replaced, and that took way longer than it should have as well. So when I was around Dave's drive, it took about 2 or 3 hours just to get the drop links off. Everything on this car is just a nightmare. Just the rust on this 17-year-old is unbelievable. Like I said, I uploaded a video after Bedford Autodrome before this video, because that was back from April, because the car was a bit too loud for Bedford. So you can see that previous video, I'll put it on the screen somewhere above. I've been to one 350Z meet this year, which is lacking, because like I said, most of the year I've not had the 350. Like you've seen on the channel, if you've been watching or not, I've been doing go-karting recently since my birthday, because I wanted to get back into it. So I've got a race suit now, gloves, my helmet from Bedford. If you're interested in go-karting, which I don't know if you are, and I don't know if you came for car content or what, but I try and catch up with the car content. But like I said, this year's just been maintenance and repairs, so it's not the best content. So when I eventually get funds for modifying it again, I'll be doing content again, because I don't think you want to see like oil services and boring little things like that. Yeah, I'm starting to enjoy it again, because like I said, it's just been maintenance this year with the brakes shuddering, so I didn't like driving it, so I drove my sister's car. The knock that I've had for ages, I've bought a set of Super Pro bushes, I think, for the compression arm, which is a common one, the lower control arm, and the shock absorber bush. Yet to fit. I might do a video on them around Dave's when we get round to it. I don't know if we'll be doing them over Christmas or what, but when he's sorted his drive and his shed out, we can start doing my bushes, hopefully. Yeah, other than that, she's like golden. Sort of falling back in love with the car again, but hopefully that's it done for the maintenance, because I've done a fair amount of maintenance. I don't know what else you can do. So I've done coil pack spark plugs, 2 oil services this year, brake service on the front. I'll do the rears when I get them in post, whenever that is. Yeah, I'll probably do another oil service over Christmas at some point. Don't know if it'll be at Dave's or Spooley's. But yeah, I'd like to thank my sister for letting me borrow her Suzuki Swift, because I wouldn't be able to go to work or anything, because work's like 10-15 miles away. So without that and my sister's car, I wouldn't have been able to go to work. So I thank my sister for letting me borrow a Suzuki Swift. I'd like to thank Dave for bailing me out multiple times. I'd like to thank Spoolie for helping me out every now and then and let me borrow his car when I broke down at his unit. That was handy, and it was cool driving a turbo car because it was an Audi TT with TFSI, not a TTS or anything, but cool because I think he said it was tweaked to about 250 brake, front wheel drive. First time I've actually been in like a performance turbo car, so it was different to driving that because obviously it's just progressive power and the turbo's just like way when it kicks in like 3 grand. So I enjoyed that. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Sorry to be so inconsistent, but I'll try to be better. I'm still sitting on go-karting footage because I'm useless. I've changed software for editing and it kills my CPU, so the playback screen for when you're trying to edit, it's literally like mega laggy and it just does my head in. It kind of puts me off from editing. But like I've said multiple times, I try and get into a routine of uploading and editing and all that jazz, but I've been put off because of the software killing my PC. It's not a bad PC, it's just the software. It just eats up the CPU. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm sitting on maybe like 5 or 6, maybe 7 go-karting videos. And then obviously when I've got content for this, I'll do that. So if you could like, share and subscribe, well, not the share because like barely anyone watches. That's another reason why I've not been uploading, because not been getting the views that I want. I'd like to get more, but I don't know if that's because of me or the car, because my ST stuff's still getting views even when I've not had that for 2 years. Whereas the 350 seems to be like a dead thing, but in America they get loads of views. Anyway, I'm rambling. I shall love you and leave you, and peace out.
A few moments later.
Just before I end the video, I've also fitted the rear tow arms. That's another thing I did this year to replace the spring buckets. Changed out the spring buckets for Voodoo 13 camber arms. I've also got, in a previous video, the Voodoo 13 camber arms, so I've got camber and tow Voodoo 13 arms now. Yeah. One issue I have noticed with them is, I don't know if it's because I've been driving in the rain and in the UK roads, they squeak quite a bit, so I have to like WD-40 them every now and then to stop the squeak because it gets really obnoxious with the squeak. But yeah.